Who's the number one YouTuber you watch?
Grant Cohn. You gotta watch him. He's got the best information on sports.
Who is the voice of the offense? And by voice, I mean, like, in the past, it was Joe Staley. On defense, it was Richard Sherman. It's someone who speaks for himself, but also the whole offense. Has the license to talk for the whole group and even for the team. In your opinion?
George Kittle. Look, sometimes he's overprotective of Jimmy Garoppolo, but I really think that he's the guy that stands in the box, and I believe that he's the heartbeat of the offense. People rally around him, they rally around his energy, so that's why I'm going to say I can't say Trent Williams because Trent Williams isn't somebody who's very vocal. It doesn't seem like, there's videos of him talking to the offensive line and setting them up and stuff like that, but it's George Kittle. He's the one who is front and center for this team on offense. Like, it's basically, if we're going to do both of them, then I know my answer for the defense is actually pretty simple. On offense, I think it's George Kittle. It's just based on him being front and center with the media, him being so candid about protecting his quarterback. And, I think the guys really rally around his energy. I think you saw a little bit more energy bouncing his team, even last year when the games didn't really matter down the stretch. When Kittle was there, everybody else looked like they were a little bit more jacked up. Like when you see George Kittle be out for a few games and then come back one game and immediately lay somebody out on a block in his first play, you're like, look at this guy. He's running through a wall, and that's what I think. That's the sort of effect he has on the offense.
That's a good answer. I'm going to go with someone else. I feel like he definitely is the heartbeat of the offense, the soul of the offense, and he speaks for the offense. But a lot of the questions he gets are about himself. He talks about himself a lot. It's not his fault. I'm just saying, I'm thinking someone like, if you ask George Kittle about other players in the team, will he tell you the truth? Or will he pump everyone up? He pumped Jimmy up forever.
I think so. Yeah.
So I want, like, to me, the thing about Joe Staley is you almost felt like he was telling you the truth. You could really believe him. Same with Richard Sherman. He wouldn't pump up someone who didn't deserve it. So I want to say, I think that Alex Mack, from the little I've heard, can step into that role the way that Richard did quickly. He's 36 years old. He talks for everyone. But I think if it's not him, the guy it's been the last few years is Kyle Juszczyk, honestly. They always put him in front of the team, and he never gets questions about himself because what are you going to ask him? He's the fullback. He doesn't get the ball. So I think it's been Juszczyk for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one, actually. That's actually one that I really think of. And because he's so utilized and because they look to him and they always put him, they've sacrificed the 3 wide receiver sets because they have to keep Juszczyk on the field. Right. So I do think that. I think that, and he's another one of those guys that when they do those press tours, they go around, and they send him around for him to say all the right things and cause the offense and things like that. So that's not a bad one, honestly. I didn't think of that one.
It should be Jimmy Garoppolo because he's the quarterback. It's always should be the quarterback, and it should be Trey Lance soon. But I think it's Juszczyk. Who's texting you?
Nobody.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right.
Sorry.
Okay. Voice of the defense.
Fred Warner. That one's simple. Yeah, that's simple. Honestly, you listen to him talk after OTAs, and he could totally take the entire route of, man, I don't want to practice. I don't have a contract. Put me off on the side. But no, he's on there taking every single snap. Everybody effuses all this praise on him. When you hear Aaron Rodgers say stuff like best in the game, I think it's very simple that this team rallies around him. He's the heartbeat. He's the pulse of this defense. He's the guy who calls out all of the protections at most of the time. And, again, I expect that this is going to be his best year under DeMeco Ryans, especially because he's a linebacker. So I thought this was pretty simple as Fred Warner. I mean, I bet you have a better answer.
No, I don't have a better answer. I'm just trying to give a different answer to enlarge the discussion. You gave the right answer. It's just,
but you should go first then, so then I could try to come up with a different one.
Nah, you have to go first. It's my show. Sorry. No. So here's the thing with Fred Warner. I agree. He's the voice of the defense. He's the leader of the defense. He speaks for everyone. He took it over from Fred Warner. I just feel like I don't get anything from him as a reporter. Like, I never quote Fred Warner because it's like quoting the defensive coordinator. He said he knows exactly what to say, what not to say. He's too polished. So honestly, the guy who I go to say the truth, to tell it how it is, there's 2 people. One, Jimmy Ward could do it. He just doesn't get enough exposure in front of the media to be he doesn't get the questions. He could do it. The other one is Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa has a very large view of football and will tell you exactly what's going on with the team. He's often right. It's very interesting.
So you believe that they listen to him? I mean, see, all I have is glimpses from the outside on press conferences and things like that. I don't really have that intel. See, me giving Fred Warner as the answer seems like the obvious answer. But if those are good comparisons because you know a little bit more than I do.
No, you gave the right answer. I'm just giving additional answers. I think from my perspective, I like hearing Nick Bosa's explanation, especially after a loss. Fred Warner will give the official explanation because he's the team captain. Nick Bosa freelances, and he's allowed to because everyone considers him the best player on the team. Even George Kittle says he's better than me. He's the best player on the team. They look at him as this prodigy who has bloodlines and knows what the hell and he seems to know what the hell he's talking about. So Nick Bosa is a dark horse. He's not the right answer, but I just want to say something different.